believe we are about live, so let's press the button. It looks like.
Apparently we're going live.
Okay, we're live. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Yay!
A big hello to everybody, and also a big, huge, super duper thank you to as soon as I get the stream.
I really hope this is working, because it feels an
really,
awful lot like the computer. Immediately when we decided to try and go forward, it's just decided to crash.
So I need to work through all the people who've incredibly generously donated on Super Chat. So a big thank you to George Botterini, also Nuts and Bolts 77, Ian White, and we've also had Robert Steers, and there's another couple coming through as well. I can see on one screen, but they haven't come up on the main screen that I look at, so just bear with me one moment. Hopefully, there we are. Simon Train's Mother Railway Showcase should play the Billy Replacement Speakers drinking game tonight. Take a sip with Jenny when Jenny says, Billy's Replacement Speakers. And a big thank you as well from John N from NC. Oh, there's so many generous people tonight. Thank you ever so much. And certainly, if you've been looking at the Facebook group, then you will have seen that I've finally upgraded to 5-inch gauge. Now that's the distance between the tracks. So essentially, I've just bought Ollie of Wardle Road's auto tank, and we're going to be doing a full video on that, on the road trip to go and pick it up on Wednesday. And Friday, I'm going to hopefully, depending on the time, get a video filmed just going around it and showing you that model in depth. But look, thank you ever so much everybody who's donated through Super Chat and also PayPal.me as well. So we've got Sue at Putnam Junction, Leslie Gilpin, Michael Wiles, B2000 Road Toys Channel, Simon Train's Mother Railway Showcase, Mark Hemmeldown MR, Timber Surf, Gone Loco, Clive Cobold, Southern Train Girl, Patrick Ling, Russell Benton, Anfield Road Layout in the Loft at Flymo Chairman 1, Ham Shackleton, New Layout Newbie. Oh my word, New Layout Newbie has spotted the TARDIS already. We didn't think that anybody was going to be able to find that quickly. Just down here, look, right in the corner. Garthian, you're slipping because somebody else spotted it before you did. But yeah, it's great to see you all in Iron Horse Railways, Alex Dent, Shanghai 264359, Arthur Askey. No, we're not running the auto tank tonight. It doesn't yet have a boiler test certificate.
So it would be actually a bad thing to run it without a test certificate.
It's like the idea of driving a car on the road without an MOT. Naughty, very naughty. But also, I'm not in a huge hurry at the moment. I've been to a really amazing Aladdin's Cave over in Heckmondwike today.
You just made that word up.
Heckmondwike. No, it's a real place. I'm in the People's Republic of Yorkshire. But it's incredibly hot up here, so the cupboard monkey will be popping in and out, no doubt.
I'm actually going to go and grab my little mini arcade so I can do a quick video with it.
Oh right, you're going to play games whilst
I'm going to open it up and press together two connections to take it off demo mode.
Oh right, so you've worked out what to do with that.
Yeah.
Warbler Production says, I'm not going to be commenting much. Trapped a few nerves in my back last Friday and still in agony from it. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear. Hope things get well for you soon. Oldmore Junction Model Railway. Hi, Jenny, Zoe and chat. Big hello to you. Retro Mickey 82. Great to see you. It's always nice to see some of the crowd from over on Game Hammer making it over as well. Oldmore Junction Model Railway says Heckmondwike. Victoria Wood came up with that one, didn't she? No, it's a real place. Dongett's Model Railway, a boiler certificate is a bit more than an MOT. If a boiler goes wrong, there can be a very large bang. Although I think anybody doing 70 on the motorway and finds that their brakes don't work is liable to find that there's also a big loud bang when they reach the queue of traffic. Ian White says, run it, Jenny. What's the worst that can happen? That sounds an awful lot like the kind of thing that happens. You see these videos on YouTube and you think, that started with "Here, hold my beer."
Yes.
Yes. because no amazing outlandish fun ever started with, oh, no thanks, I don't want any beer.
No outlandish story ever started with, let me just put my milk down.
Yeah. Tim's Mother and Different Videos says, Gronk it up, Gronk it up,
Gronk it up,
Gronk it
Gronk it up.
Stephen Cameron says, hi Jenny, Zoe and friends, everyone okay? Absolutely, feeling a lot better today, although it is incredibly hot. Somerset Andy, big hello to you. Crossways Point Junction as well, great to see you. Mark Wilson, evening my ducks. We've got loads and loads of people. Gosh, it's very, very busy. Mel's as well says, g'day everyone from Australia. Dongett's Model Railway, famous last words. Hold my beer and watch this. 57305 Northern Princess says, we need Billy's replacement buses. I know, but we can't say that because I can't remember who who's having the drinking game. They need me specifically to say, Billy's replacement speakers. Now, you're going to regret doing that drinking game because you're going to be so drunk after I've said Billy's replacement speakers all through the Billy's replacement speakers Monday Club. Billy's replacement speakers. But Martin Hall says, hello, are you feeling better now? Absolutely, yes. Thank you very much. And Patrick Ling, totally. So don't forget to press the like button. Do tickle that like button and share this stream too. Come on, everybody. Let's show everybody out there in social media land on the Book of Face, Instagram, Twitter, and otherwise that we are live and everybody is welcome. Houston WHAP, big hello to you. John N from NC. Debbie Gillett says, hi Jen and Zoe, I hope you're both okay from Carl and Debbie Trains. Barley Vale Engage Model Railway, good evening to you as well. Michael White says, it's in. Stephen Cameron, Billy's replacement speakers is in. You're called?
Fantastic.
That's right, yes, the Billy's replacement speakers light is lighting up the sky. Jerry BVR says, Jenny, I got word from Hatton's Genesis coach is not due till next summer. Absolutely, yes. The news today, biggest news really for a lot of people is going to be those Genesis coaches.
Which is weird because you've already seen the engineering prototypes.
I've actually seen and run the livery prototypes as well. Now, it says to me that there's been a delay at the factory. Certainly, there are also problems with shipping. I know that one of the big issues at the moment is that truck drivers, huge shortage of them. And what it means is that even when the containers get to places like Felixstowe, they're then stuck on the port side until they can be picked up.
Well, they should go on to starboard side then, shouldn't they?
Yeah, okay, Zoe, okay. So essentially, I know DCC Concepts, we have got a 20-foot container sat on the dockside at Felixstowe Docks, and we're still waiting for it to be picked up.
Why don't you just go down there and get it?
Yeah, I did suggest that. But definitely, there's a lot of issues with shipping at the moment, but essentially, we're looking at March next year. Is the current quoted date for the South Eastern and Chatham Railway livery, and I think it's London, Brighton and South Coast Railway. Following on fairly quickly from them is the second and third tranches. So they are on their way, but you've got longer to save up. Although they have said that they are going to guarantee the prices. Matt Ovell says, that game didn't last long. Ian White says, oh please don't, I've only got rum. Oh, are you playing the Billy's Replacement Speakers drinking game as well? Big hello to Sparky107. Great to see you in. Old Moors Junction Model Railway says, did we have Billy's Replacement hauliers last week? Could be quite useful here. Wham Gotler says, disappointed about my Genesis coaches. I know, but do look on the bright side. What it does mean is that you do have a lot more time to save up. Although just remember that life doesn't like savings, because what it does is go, oh, I see you've got a few £100 set aside there. Wouldn't it be a shame if that radiator were to spring a leak? Oh dear, it sprung a leak. That's normally what happens. Within Model Railway, it says they'll be running out of containers next. It's funny actually you should say that, because they are over in China. Because of the lopsided import and exports, the containers coming out of China are actually quite hard to get back there, because there's not as many goods going back. Apparently there's no real money in shipping empty containers, but unfortunately it's a bit short-sighted, because they do need the containers. And one of the issues is actually for Chinese companies trying to get a container to load to send over here.
Yeah, I can imagine it's not great on either end, to be honest with you.
So
this is what happens though when you concentrate all of your manufacturing on the other side of the planet.
Yes. The Chinese are having a great deal of difficulty in sourcing the empty containers to put the finished goods in. And that may also be part of the issue that the factory in China that these Hatton's Genesis coaches are coming from is experiencing. Now, also on top of that, we have got news from Daypol. They took the opportunity at the Severn Valley Railway event to support that event by announcing 2 new wagons, one of which is a new version of the diagram 1/507. I hope I've got that number right. 20-ton BR brake van, and also another HAA hopper. Oh my word, Mark Jakes, thank you ever so much.
Oh,
very generously donated $4.99. So it's the first time in a while I've been able to watch live due to a US holiday today. Thank you both for all the content.
Isn't it?
It's what, sorry?
Is it Labour Day?
I don't know. President's Day or
It's not President's Day.
I don't know.
Sure, it's Labour Day.
I don't know what.
I've seen a lot of people talking about unions today in America, so I think it's Labour Day.
I don't know. Egg Rider says guessing a bit, but as Hattons have released the factory dates as well as the UK arrival dates, I suspect that the factories that Hattons used for Genesis got used for something else or closed. I suspect as well they've basically had a more lucrative deal with making stuff for Christmas. Maybe one of the issues, or it may even be that there was a finite window that's got missed and now they're making Christmas goods. Debbie Gillett says, we're eating rum and raisin chocolate. Does it count? It certainly does. Billy's Replacement Speakers.
I would love some rum and raisin.
Yeah. Gordon Hanning says, what we need is Billy's Replacement Containers. But they would say Billy's Replacement Speakers on the side. B2000...
You're just going to keep saying that, aren't you?
What, Billy's Replacement Speakers? Is anybody drunk yet? Drink.
Feels like you are.
Richard Stowell says, in fact, it is Labour Day. Iron Horse Railway says, Anthony, the issue is that firms just don't want to pay the drivers fairly. Actually, one of the big issues, and I was talking to my father about this, is actually that for the last 15 or so years, a lot of companies, instead of actually paying a decent wage, have been actually using cheap Eastern European labour and exploiting them. You know, there's no other word for it. They are exploiting these people because they come over and they think that minimum wage amounts, it seems like a lot because it's so much more than what they were getting paid over in Eastern Europe. But what they actually did was they depressed the wages for truck drivers over here. Now that has come to an end, all of a sudden, the cheapskating that a lot of companies have been doing is coming home to roost. And what we're actually seeing when you see news reports about, I think it was Waitrose, having to give a 40% pay rise to their truck drivers just to keep them in the business, That's basically 15 years of deferred pay rises.
Well, not just that, but if you think about it, these companies have contracts that are based on having paid their delivery people a certain amount. And those contracts, the people they've got them with, don't care that you have to pay extra now for your drivers. They're still going to want that contract at that price. So everyone is going to get hurt by this.
Mark Wilson says China are busy making lateral flow test kits and selling them to us in their millions.
There is that, yes.
Yeah, there is an element of there are certain things that have been deemed more pressing. And
dealing with a plague, I have to admit, is a little bit more pressing than a train.
Yeah. Aiden's Railway says, Jenny, we have the same problems with the PCV situation now. I can imagine. And that's, what it boils down to is that companies have been exploiting cheap Eastern European labour for far too long and using it as an excuse not to pay decent wages to drivers, but also, just wave that across the floor, it's magnetic.
And also to not pay decent wages to a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of industries have had this.
And I guess a lot of the Eastern European drivers have wised up to the fact that essentially they were being exploited.
Yeah.
Right. Patrick Ling says, hey Jenny, what are you drinking tonight? We're on Diet Coke, at least I was, until I drank it all.
Oh, hokey cokey coke.
Oh, yes.
Do you want me to go and get you some more?
Oh, yes, please. Right.
I'll get you some more once I've tested this to make sure it works.
B2000RO Toys channel asks, hi Jenny, did Zoe get a link to one of my videos? I've also obtained parts needed for Daisy from Thomas and Friends.
To be honest with you, I haven't checked because we've been dealing with other stuff today.
Yeah.
So I haven't actually checked my emails, but I'm sure I have got it. If you sent it to zoe@zoerobinson.com, I will have it.
Yeah, and certainly don't forget that if you send a link, we prefer a YouTube link because it's easiest to deal with, to zoe@zoerobinson.com with just put Monday Club in the title, then it just makes the Cupboard Monkey find it a lot easier. And we'll be showing some of your videos towards the end of this video. In terms of other news, the Jenny Monday Club wagons are still expected mid-September. They're around 3/4 sold. So, if you want a Jenny Monday Club Acura scale wagon, you're going to have to get your skates on because they are selling really, really quick. Ben Davis asks, hi Jennifer, did you see Oxford Rail OR76 J27004 class J27 in LNER lined blank? Yeah, this is the fully lined out version, is it not? With the L ampersand NER on the tender. I had seen some people posting that and also the late crest version were going on sale. I did notice when I checked Rails of Sheffield yesterday and that they hadn't yet got stocks of it, but some shops were and were shipping out. James Petts, hello, I approve of you being in the chat. It's great to see you and you're absolutely welcome. Thank you as well for doing that very, very in-depth video on Stay Alive. Really, really interesting. Warbler Production says TARDIS between the tank wagons.
Yes, TARDIS the tank wagon.
Oh right, TARDIS the oh yes it is. Right.
I thought I'd hidden it well, but it turns out that the camera was pointing directly at it.
Yeah. Ruben Ashwell says, I'm going to need Billy's replacement roller skates to get that Monday Club wagon. But Paul Murphy asks, Jennifer, where did the Billy's replacement speakers thing begin? It's fun.
It's from all over the house, our comic.
It's from a comic that Zoe and I do on the web called All Over the House. And we did that as at the time there was a big thing where on television when you were watching it, they used to make the adverts really, really loud compared to the programs and used to really irritate everybody and make people want to boycott the products being sold. But we just got to saying like, oh, this ad break sponsored by Billy's replacement speakers. And it just morphed from that. And then every time I accidentally knock the microphone or get far too loud up here, it just ends up being that we, as a joke, say it was Billy's replacement speakers. Patrick Furlong says we need more all over the house. I'm afraid it's just time. Time. James Pett says I approve of Zoe's TARDIS hiding in plain sight. David Cook, hi to you. Sparky 107 says that is a lot of trains running tonight. How long did that take to set up? Right, Jenny. It's actually really quite quick to set up. We've got a Bachmann Class 45, number 45120, in charge of the rake of, where's it? Oh, it's over there. The rake of Bachmann 16-ton mineral wagons. You can just see them in the background there going round. I'm not sure how many are going round, but that's not actually all of my collections. I do have at least 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At least 12 more that I can think of which are not in that rake. And of course, every single one is different because I've been buying them since I think when they came out in 1999 or 2000. And I just made it my mission to keep buying all of the different releases. I mean, back then, it has to be said that the price you would pay in the shop was just £5. I can remember buying
5 of your English pounds.
Yeah, and it's the same moulding. Gosh, they've got their money back many times over. 1701 the file flyer says 00 gauge code 75 or 100. This is all code 100. If I was doing it again from scratch, I'm going to. I would say I would go for code 75, but basically, it was a fait accompli. I'll just deal with the loser, would you? Paul Murphy says, thank you, Jennifer, for replying to my question. So a big hello to everybody. Yeah, we just had a loser in. James Pett says £5. Goodness, yeah. Back then, that's what Bachmann wagons were going for. If you shopped around, I think £4.50 was possible. Robin's all right. So yeah, unfortunately, success becomes a magnet for trolls and losers. But as Peter Ray says, so boring they have nothing else to do. Right, Daniel Craftsman, thank you very much. How have they come back?
It's a different account with the same patheticness.
Yeah.
This is just what happens to the biggest issue we have is that these people have no life.
Yeah.
Seriously, they have no life. They've got no brain, and they're just worthless.
Right.
And they
Anyway, meanwhile, back on the ranch,
they try to attack people who have skill, talent, and ability.
Yeah, I just have visions of somebody in a pair of dirty white fronts.
The force is not strong with that one.
Right, yeah, the Aylesmead Project, yes, absolutely.
Pathetic. Again, worthless. Just get a life, you pathetic little non-entity.
Yeah. Right, Alex Pomeroy, hello to you. I Like Transport says, oh no, the loser! Absolutely. Sitting in a pair of dirty Y-fronts in their parents' basement, surrounded by used Kleenex, probably wondering what a real girl looks like. Within Muddlerow, can't you block them?
Strong with this one.
Yeah, what they're doing is they're creating...
They're not. They've already created all these accounts. They're just hitting it again and again and again.
Right, 57305 Northern Princess says, I saw 69001 and 69002 at the weekend. Now I can't wait for the Bachmann model in the future. Michael Worrell says, hi Jen, nice to see you at DCC Concepts last Wednesday. Impressive place. Mick from Durham trains to Stanley. Absolutely, and it was great to see you as well. I know...
sorry, but Iron Horse Railway says, sorry, what the blooming Nora was that? It's Dave Vader.
Dave Vader?
It's Darth Vader's brother, Dave.
The force is strong with this one.
Is this the guy who's at the Death Star canteen?
Yes.
I'm a Dark Lord. I don't need a tray. Well, yeah, but the plates are really hot. You'll just burn yourself. Okay, I will take a tray.
I could kill you with a tray.
Oh, dear.
Right, Tim Davis, hi to you. We
Give me a second.
If you scroll up ever so slightly, it stops it from jumping.
It's not even that.
Patrick Furlong says, positive news, I've bought Microsoft Train Simulator program.
Been a while since we saw Train Simulator.
Yeah. S-Eel, hello to you. Great to see you. Robert Cesare, where's it gone? Robert Cesare sort of came and went. Robert Cesare says, I am with you. What else have we got? Dave Prowse Vader says 7101, the filed flyer. Gordon McIlroy, shame about the rather long delay on Hatton's Genesis coaches.
Sadly, it can't be helped.
Yeah, right. The only other news that I've seen is the Daypole wagons announced at the Severn Valley Railway event. We've also had the Ellis Clark event, which was actually really, really well patronised at Ellis Clark Trains over in Skipton. And what was interesting is it was really quite an interesting bellwether on how well basically shows are going to go once everything starts up. It was absolutely rammed, apparently. So people were coming from all over the UK. Right, let's have a look.
It's good to see that shows are starting up again.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be like it's going to be a slow trickle. I've heard that a few of the Star Trek and sci-fi conventions have been less than fully attended. But it's going. Jen, stop kicking me. I know what's going on. Stop kicking me while I'm trying to talk.
Yeah. James Pett says Ellis Clark Trains, they have some splendid bargains on their stand when they go to exhibitions. Well, they held their own exhibition and it was just absolutely wedged with free hog roast. You were saying? Sorry.
I said when the Star Trek and sci-fi convention started up a few months ago, they were very, very loosely and sparsely attended. It's starting to build up now where more people are thinking actually it might be okay to go. But the fact is that it's going to take time, and I think with these shows, the train shows, it's going to be the same thing because a lot of people are older and they don't want to be at risk. So you're going to have to wait for confidence to come back. And it's just how it is. But it's good to see that the shows are starting again because that's how you get the confidence back.
Big hello to Cottesmore. Naive Gauge as well says there is an N-Gauge show this weekend. I really wanted to go, but work has got in the way. Absolutely. I know Rails of Sheffield were posting that they were at an event, the N-Gauge event. Right. Michael Weil says fake ABBA show, £175 a ticket. I saw them live and real for just £6 back in the day.
That is the big thing I have with this ABBA show. It's a lot of money, but ABBA aren't going to be there.
Yeah, well, they've recorded their own performance using the motion capture thing.
That's great, but ABBA are not going to be there yet. I'm expected to pay for a ticket to see someone who's not there.
Well, it's a bit like you could say that the Gorillaz shows were very much like that.
Yes, but you knew that going in. Gorillaz were a band that didn't exist.
Right. Who else have we got? New Junction is apparently... Sorry, there's chats coming through so fast. Everything's scrolled off the top. Robert Cesare says, I saw an ad from Hatton's in the Model Railroader that they're Tring. I don't know what I mean. That they're Tring. I always thought Tring was an amusing sounding place name. That and Toaster. Yes, in the UK there is a place called Toaster. However, basically it's not spelt toaster.
You know what? I am going to engage the slow chat because this parasite is not worth my time. So why should I have to deal with that creature? So I'm going to engage it.
Yeah. So anyway, right. Well, I've been out to the Steam Workshop today, which is a really great place, as we were saying before, over in Heckmondwike. And yeah, real place name. And we're going to be putting up a video which includes some of the pictures that I took there. It was what's wrong?
The computer is going slow. Let me just deal with. Keep going. Just
Yeah,
let me
okay.
deal with this.
Yeah, okay.
I'm getting quite.
So I can tell. And so it was actually a really interesting place. About 200 live steam and battery electric locomotives there, including everything up to, I think the biggest was about 18-inch between the railheads, right down to sort of G scale. I did see some stuff there, but some really, really amazing things. So you know, it was, I was there with my father and my nephew. My father actually bought a 242 Lanky tank in a part-built state.
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to engage slow mode. I'm going to engage subscriber only.
Oh, now that's it.
Because if that pathetic troll subscribes, I can blanket ban everything and group report them.
Oh, right, okay.
They'll lose their accounts.
Excellent.
So I'm going to do that.
So, just a quick word to everybody. Due to troll activity, I take it anybody can still watch. All it means is that you can't comment unless you're a subscriber.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, what we're doing is we're going to set it so that only subscribers can actually post in the chat. So, if you're not a subscriber, don't worry, it costs nothing to do. Just click the subscribe button. And what it'll mean is you can then chat as normal, but it allows us to permanently IP block the
I can
the loser.
destroy them,
Yes.
which is how it should be, because that kind of creature should not exist.
Uh-huh.
It's as simple
Right,
as that.
anyway, where were we? So does that mean that they'll now slowly disappear? Apparently not.
Give it a moment.
Yeah, toaster is spelled Tau-Sester.
Okay, now it has to just catch up. This is...
Right, photon. Yeah, we just got right.
There you are, the slow mode engage. It's the computer is now trying to catch up with what I was doing.
Yeah, unfortunately, right.
So there you are.
So we won't get
Jennifer
bothered.
Garrett says, "Don't show any frustrations one-on-one." I'm not showing frustration. I despise that kind of person. It's not frustration with them. I believe they are not worthy of being human.
Okay,
It's more
right.
like that. They're a creature. Like
Yeah,
a-
okay, we're
like a-
done. We're
yeah,
done.
okay.
We're now moving on. Old Moor Junction Motherwell says, that is jolly clever. And actually, somebody said, well, why don't they just stop subscribe? Because if they do subscribe,
I can destroy their account.
we can actually nuke them.
Mm.
Right. So we're just getting back up to date with the...
There we are.
Oh, look, what a surprise. They weren't a subscriber. Sounds like Zoe is getting the wood chipper. Oh, is that a Fargo reference?
Yes, it is.
Unfortunately, I think part of the reason is with so many comments coming through, it makes everything chug because it just it doesn't have the bandwidth.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were trying to do.
So there we are. Oh look, what a surprise! They weren't a subscriber. So look, sorry about that, but we should be back up and running perfectly well now. Yeah, I think it's all caught up now. So Teddy Edward, hi to you. That's better actually. I can actually now read the Billy's replacement speakers. Oh, actually, I did get my Billy's replacement drink. So anybody who's watching and wondering why they can't actually comment, you need to now be a subscriber. It's dead easy to do. Just click the subscribe button and then you're in. But what it does mean is that we can nuke anybody who's a loser. But anyway, no, we were talking before we were so rudely interrupted by the Y-front wearer. Mick Worrell, Durham Trains of Stanley, and it was really, really great to Photon torpedo. And Iron Horse Railway says, Zoe, quote, I will destroy them.
Destroy. Send in the device and I will destroy. Oh.
Oh, that went down the wrong way.
Yes, do you need a smack on the back? Are you sure? Okay. Well, while Jenny dies in the corner, I'm just going to say we should gronk it up.
I think you should move the TARDIS.
I have.
No, people spotted it there.
Oh,
Yes, right.
they haven't spotted the other thing though, have they?
Mm.
Because you haven't kept changing the things.
Well, no, they'll see it. It comes from, look, just there, that track there,
Okay.
where I'm prodding in my little box. Now, help, I'm in a little box. That's where it'll come through. Right. Iron Horse Railway says they need to wait 10 minutes, though, before new subscribers can chat.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, I set it to 10 minutes. And if anything else happens, I will set it for longer.
I know we should be alright. Stevie Film says, Billy's replace. You know when you get a bit of spit that goes down the wrong way?
Owen the Rail says, is the Dutch Hymek new?
Oh, haven't really run it before. So, in fact, no, I don't think I've ever run it on a Monday Club. It's about 2 months. I bought it because it's one that I kind of fancied when they
Please
first
have
came
a
out.
pity
Never
and
managed to
more.
get around to getting one. I am a sucker
Yes.
for a tops numbered locomotive.
You could have just left it at that, you know.
My OCD really loves the idea of tops numbers. It's neat, it's perfect. So the idea of actually having a class 35 with its tops number on as number 35017, it like my chain was being well and truly yanked. I was like, oh yes. So I got one, and it's been an absolute lemon. So I've had to gut its electronics. It has none of the original electronics because they were faulty, and it was popping decoders because it was feeding power back in through the lighting circuits. So I've actually had to hardwire it to get it to work.
We've got an interesting question here. Where's it gone? Are Y-fronts men's underwear? Asking from the USA, says Mantony.
Yeah, they're like
yes.
the least attractive men's underwear ever possible, and it's what when you see people being melvined on like teen movies where they're at school and the jocks leave them in their pants. Those
It's usually Y-fronts.
they're usually wearing Y fronts because it's what little weenies wear.
It's not white fronts, as he wrote. It's Y, as in the letter
The
Y.
letter Y. Right, Richard Swiderski says, what's that on the flat wagon? Well, that...
It's a Hello Kitty.
Yes, and something else. Andy T741 says, I'm on my second Billy's replacement beer now. This may not bode well for work tomorrow. Oh, well, maybe you'll have to call in. But you could always call in just by placing your Billy's replacement speaker up to the window and turning it up to 11. James Pett says there's a lovely British Transport Films video about tops, which I can imagine that Jennifer would enjoy. Yep, I think I've seen that one. But what I would really love to see, in terms of... See, I've got a Class 14 as well, with a tops number on, because a number did, in sort of like post-BR, actually get tops numbers painted onto them. But I would like to get a model of... I think there's a Class 11... It's either a Class 10 or a Class 11, which has run in preservation with its theoretical tops number on. There's a Class 4 shunter that has run with a tops number on the side. And I want models of both of those.
Fat World Boy 2 says, when you tune in and the first thing you hear is Jenny talking about men's underwear, I'm not going to ask. Someone asked about Y-fronts.
Yes.
So Jenny
yes.
explained the concept of Y-fronts.
Women have far more interesting underwear. But no, actually, like, no, let's not talk about men's underwear. Richard Swiderski says TARDIS, I think. Yes, behind Hello Kitty. Flymo Chairman 1 says the sad memories of Jockey Wise. Oh my word. Bo Minnick. absolutely amazing. Thank you ever so much. We have a very generous donation on the Super Chat of $10 for the brand new Tangent NYC caboose. Well, actually, you sent me a Walther's caboose in NYC livery, and I am forever in your debt for that. That was incredibly generous of you. I did send a picture to you, and in fact, let's find the Bowminic NYC. Let's have a look. Oh, no, it's not that drawer.
Well, while you're doing that, Jen, Somerset Andy says, Jenny, why last week did you say Hornby set track is toy track, but you didn't say that Pico also do set track?
They do, actually. Right, so
and that's toy track as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and so's the stuff that Backman do in their sets.
You just forgot, didn't you?
I did.
You forgot.
And there's probably Lima used to do it as well back in the day. But thank you ever so much. This is the Walther's caboose, the NYC caboose.
Is it a spruce caboose?
It's really nice, actually. If I let me just see, can I get it onto the track such that it can be seen? So if I put that on the track,
it can't be seen from there. You have to change the camera.
No. Come on, windy in. For some reason, the track's a bit dirty. Does everybody see those lights coming on?
No.
For some reason, the track needs a blooming good clean.
No, they can't see it.
I don't know.
You're on the wrong camera.
Yeah. Right. Where could I put this?
I don't like sand. It's dry and coarse, and it gets everywhere.
Just, if I put this over here.
Ruben Ashwell says that's a nice caboose, and it came up on screen just as you showed your backside to the camera.
There we go. So I don't know if anybody can see. We got a very small screen for monitoring the feed, but that's the caboose that Bowminic very, very generously sent in the NYC livery to match up with the 484 Niagara in NYC livery that I was really, really grateful to receive as well.
Ollie from Wardle Road is in. Ollie, I have a bone to pick with you.
Why? What's he done?
You're encouraging my wife to buy 5-inch gauge stuff, and now she wants more of it, and she sent me pictures of lots and lots of logos. What have you done?
Actually, you may be interested to know, I also sent Ollie those pictures, and he was on the phone to the guy at the place pretty much just after I left. But yeah, Old Moor Junction Model Railway says steam engines are given TOPS codes. It's actually in the 98 XXX range. 99 XXX series certainly were the Sea-Link ferries. Larry Rogers asks, Jenny, what are TOPS numbers? It's Train Operating Protocol System is I think what it stands for. And it's a computerized system whereby you can keep track of where equipment is. So you can keep track of a particular locomotive, of rolling stock. And all the locomotives received a number. And the first two digits are what they know as the class number. So when you talk about something like a class 47 or a class 08, that's its TOPS classification. And then the 3-digit number afterwards is the specific locomotive within that class number. And then when you get up to multiple units, things like DMUs, they're then from TOPS number 100 onwards. So what else do we have? I started saying what we had running, and then we got sidetracked by the cost of Bachmann wagons. So we had the class 45, number 45120, running around with a huge rake of Bachmann 16-ton mineral wagons. We've then also got a Hellion class 26 in rail freight, I think it's metal sector livery or construction sector livery, going around with a mixed parcel train. We've got a Bachmann class 24-1 with head code boxes going around. We've also got the Hellion Hymek class 35 in the Dutch livery, which is why we were talking about TOPS. And then we've also got Bachmann class 25, another Bachmann class 25, and you'll also be seeing somewhere, where's it gone? Oh, if I can just catch it on this screen, you'll be seeing a Hellion Class 25 in as Tamworth Castle in the ice cream van livery there. So those 3 Class 25s are currently doing the ABC shuttle, which is the DCC Concepts ABC shuttle system, which is actually just these really tiny little circuit boards. Right. Iron Horse Railway says, Jenny, please can we have a closer look at the DP1 you have there, and what manufacturer's model is it? I'm not going to lift it off the track at the moment because it'll be impossible to get back on from where I'm sat. But it's actually the Bachmann one that they did as a special commission for the National Railway Museum. A big hello to Simon, the Model Railway Enthusiast 83, evening to you. And Jennifer Garrett says, an old Oak Common depot fitter once allocated a Sea-Link ferry to his depot for an A exam on tops. It caused chaos. And they probably went, I wonder what on earth. That is. I will.
That's
I will.
hilarious.
Yeah, I will have it come to the depot to see what it is. So
there's always an office joker, isn't there?
yeah, there's always one, and if you don't know who it is, it's probably you. Patrick Furlong has sent £1.11
Oh, you've
very,
given
very
me too,
kindly
Patrick. Thank you.
on the paypal.me. Thank you ever so much for that. That is amazingly generous.
And thank
of
you also for the filming he's doing for my show. He's filming some hockey games on the Atari.
And Mark Wilson, thank you ever so much for your generosity, sending £10 on paypal.me. So thank you ever so much. Egg Rider says, Top's number starts 98, as all steam locomotives do. The 72 on the end is part of Scotsman's original number, 4472. And I believe the third digit is its power classification. So if it was a sort of like a 3p, a 4p, or a 5p, all the way up to, I'm guessing 8p maybe, then that will be that number, and that's how it works out. And I'm guessing that if there becomes a clash whereby 2 locomotives would theoretically carry the same number, they have a means to deal with that. But I don't know what that is. Possibly just the next adjacent number. Tim's Model Railways and different videos says, not long to people video to be shown to hooray, hooray.
It's good to see people enjoying
yeah,
the video.
there's a lot of people and it's really great to see you all. Wardle Road says £1.11, nearly a third of the way to a 5-inch gauge lamp iron. No, but look, it's very generous, and as I always say, everything is gratefully received because it does allow us to continue.
Oh no, he was on about lamp irons to me yesterday. That's what that is.
What Ollie was?
Yes, and you know she's going to have to get some lamp irons for the front of that locomotive.
Yes.
He's a bad influence. He's a
yes,
naughty
you
boy.
are.
A very naughty boy.
Then he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. A big hello to Leslie Dickinson. Great to see you.
We have got a lot of people in. It's great to see everyone.
Absolutely, and I hope I find you all well. Don't forget to tickle that like button and share the stream too. Oh, interesting. Harvey Price did get round to subscribing. Hello, loser.
Oh, for goodness sake.
But presumably if you block him now, does it block their account completely? So, no, you don't want the image.
No.
So, Howard Pomfret, evening to you. Let's have a look. Who else have we got in? Timber Surf. Yeah, we're just going to, don't worry, we'll do some nuking. Don Gets Model Railway says, wow, he actually subscribed. Which means there's an actual sad little loser sat in their parents' basement.
Yeah, this is someone who actually wants.
Oh, am I living rent free in somebody's head?
Yeah, I think we know who this troll is.
Probably do. But there we go. Right.
Well, you have to use your phone. I'm dealing with this.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Right. So, yeah, tops. I just really like the idea of locomotives with tops numbers on the side. I have OCD. So basically what it means is that, excuse me, I just love the idea of the neatness of it all. I can't get my head around pre-tops numbers on diesel locomotives. Let me just find the stream so I can tune in. And there we go. I love the way that it goes, this might be a video that you want to watch. It's like, yeah. So, it's currently in the business of showing lots of adverts at me. And here we are. Hello, everybody. Right, Oldmore Junction Mother Road says, interesting how there's a delay between the chat on my laptop. Oh, wow, it really is. It
really is just a loser.
Yeah, they're a real person.
No, they're not.
Well,
they might exist, but they're not
real
a person.
thing. Right. Carl and Debbie Trains has very, very generously donated £5 on the super chat and just says, just because. Thank you ever so much. I was really, really generous. And as I said before, it really does help to keep the channel going. So, let's have a look. Wardle Rose says, you've got to give him credit for going to the effort to make so many accounts. And Ruben Ashwell...
No, I don't think we have to credit anyone.
I have to do the voice. Ruben Ashwell says, finish him, Zoe. Mark Wilson asks, Jenny, do you have any Western hydraulic locomotives? I do have a Class 52. And I believe that there's a Class 52, which theoretically, I think it's D1015, did carry a tops number chalked to the side.
Is that what it keeps saying?
Yeah. So, it's interesting actually. We've gained 20 subscribers, so I'm guessing that they may they had 20 spam accounts.
Yes.
Jennifer Garrett says Vale of Rydell 262 tanks were 98007, 98008, and 98009. Now that's interesting. So what on tops would have been 98001 through to 6? What were they reserved for? Yeah, Gordon Hanning says, I love how trolls can't use their real name. Aren't they brave?
Oh, no, they can't possibly do that. They can't really tell you who they are.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to lose their standing that they think they have in this community, which they don't have, and they never will.
Within Model Railway says, I can't see the picture very well, but I think it may be...
What a pathetic little parasite.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He fell from a test.
Did he?
Yeah, I said I would destroy them because it was a test.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted to make sure that he was actually listening. And he was. It's
Oh,
actually,
dear.
it's
Oh,
a person that's here. So we know who it is.
Yep. Right. It's like, oh dear, oh, am I living rent free in your head?
Yeah. Keep on with the show. This creature does not deserve your attention.
Big hi to Alex Denton, Phil Metcalf, and Kev McKay, 85. Great to see you. Right, anyway, what else is running? Actually, no, I've told you everything that's running.
Yeah.
There isn't really a lot of news at the moment. The Sonic
just one of
models
those things,
and rails of Sheffield A5 really does look good. I'm really hoping to be able to take a good up close and extremely personal look at the A5, the pre-production models. I know it's doing the rounds of the magazines at the moment. I am trying to secure loan of the model with Rails of Sheffield to be able to do an exclusive to YouTube review on the channel. But that is definitely one that does look superb. The liveries that stand out for me on the Sonic Models A5 quite simply is that the Great Central Railway livery version, I think that is going to be really, really popular. But the other one as well, which I think might be a bit of a sleeper hit, is there's an LNER one. It's actually the Great Central Railway colours and livery with lining. but it is quite simply a one which it's an LNER livery as well. Right, Simon the Railway Enthusiast 83 hides it there, and Iron Horse Railway says, I wonder if it's secretly Boris Johnson. Now, come on. No more politics. J. Paul Anderson, oh, I like this. Who the hell is this troll? Brian? Wardle Road says, is that a Satlink coach? I see it going around. Absolutely. It was a model rail special commission. You will also see when the HIMEC comes round, you will also see that it's got all of my other Satlink collection behind it. So I've got a Weltrol, I've got a Mogo, I've got an OCA, and I've got a Pillbox brake van trundling around behind that as well.
You know, I understood every single one of those words, just not necessarily in that context.
Where are we? Right, Andy T741 says, ha ha ha, 50 points to Zoe for slaying the idiot troll. No, you do know that they're away going, I used to put my troll account. Yeah. So if anybody ever actually finds out who they are, then do feel free to point and laugh in public. David, it's my model railway, says Hattons have announced the Little England early 2022. Absolutely, yes. So there is still more news. I can't remember when we talked the other week about it, whether I mentioned this news. But yeah, funnily enough, Hattons have released the news, and then some of the other shops have. But Pico's Facebook page, has somebody stopped doing Pico's social media, it has to be said.
Why? What's happened?
Hold on. Because the Pico Facebook page has actually not been updated at all.
Weird.
It doesn't say anything about this model, even though everybody else has been talking about it. But certainly, it is something that I really, really want to get hold of for Myneth Tatis. It's actually the reason that Myneth Tatis was built, it has to be said, is quite simply because when Pico announced their collaboration with Cato for the Small England, and also don't forget the Double Fairley will be following it at some point afterwards. I actually built a model railway for that model. Right. Sparky 107 says, well, we all know the troll is not Canadian. They are too polite. Right. Right.
Have you...
What? I know it's only one person. Because...
No, that's not what I'm on about. So you've run out of news. There's no more news, yeah?
Yeah, not really. Sorry, a little bit of spit went down the wrong way. Debbie Gillett says, Jen, Zoe, if you're ever passing at the Great Central Railway, come and say hi. We work there at the Friends stand, Carl and Debbie train. Absolutely, would love to. It's been a while, actually. The northern part of the Great Central Railway I've been to several times doing exhibitions, but never actually been to the southern part. And it's a railway which I've followed avidly since actually 1990s. But never actually visited. So I would love to do that at some point. We do need to take the Monday Club out on tour at some point. Edinburgh Garden Railway says, did Pico assign their social media guy to making track? I'm not sure, actually. I must ask Callum Wilcox, aka SDJR77, was it 88? No, 7F88 is his YouTube channel, who actually works at Pico, just to see what's happening with that, because they do seem to have gone quite quiet on the Book of Face.
Yeah, I hope everything's alright with them.
Dongit's Model Railway says, were the Daypol announcements all O-gauge? The ones that I've seen it was the 20-ton brake van diagram, I think it's 1-507, and a new HAA hopper as well. I think it's a new version.
HAA, isn't that a ha?
Yes. Malcolm Moore says, my question scrolled off during all the hellos at the beginning. Maybe you can help out, Jen, possibly with your DCC head-on. Well, Jenny's got her DCC head-on. Can you get Next 18 socket to 8-pin plugs? You know, I've never seen such a thing. I don't think there's any technical reason as to why you couldn't. But what you will probably find is that because Next 18 sockets tend to be fitted with locomotives that are very, very tight on space, there will be no room for an 8-pin decoder, which do tend to be a lot bigger. So I would say that, yes, they may exist, but you'll probably find that they're very uncommon, and almost certainly you will not be able to find an actual decoder to fit.
Tim's Model Railway in different videos says, please can you come to the North Wales Modern Engineering Society in Llandudno? And I am a member of that.
We do need to get out on the road.
We haven't been to Wales for ages. I think we have.
Oh, because we used to go quite a bit. When my parents had a caravan, we'd spend some quality time out there.
Yeah.
Ian White says, anyone use scale model scenery kits at all? Yes, I did a video.
You did, don't you?
The like brazier kit and the bonfire kit. I did a whole video on fitting
not
them.
Quite on the screen, are they?
No, there's no camera which actually shows them. But certainly really, really good, and I've seen nothing but great products from Scale Model Scenery. Definitely one that is worth taking a good look at. Actually, they were a sponsor of the Monday Club for
they were.
About 4 weeks as a drive for just expanding market.
Yeah.
But certainly nothing but great comments about their products.
Jeff Hammond at Flint Hills Model Railway says, yes, you can get DCC conversion sockets.
It's just whether you can get a Next 18 to 8-pin. I know the common ones are 6-pin to 8-pin adapters. I see loads of those, which allow you to put a 6-pin decoder into an 8-pin socket. And also the really common one is an adapter that allows you to put an 8-pin decoder into a 21-pin loco. I have also seen an adapter that lets you put a 21-pin chip into an 8-pin locomotive. But as to any others, it's usually the space limitation that's going to be a problem. Malcolm Moore says, I have a few Next 18 decoders since I went all DCC concepts, and I thought I could put the old ones in my American locos that don't need stay-alives. I guess that what you probably need to do is get a breakout board with a Next 18 socket, and that will then allow you to effectively hardwire that breakout board into the locomotive, and that in turn would make it Next 18 ready. And that would be my suggestion of what to go looking for.
Model Railway Noob says, hello, sorry I was delayed by cheesy chips. I wish I was delayed by cheesy chips. That would be lovely.
It's like, help, help, I'm stuck to cheesy chips.
Don't worry, I'll eat my way out.
Yeah. Yes. Davil says, scale model scenery fencing, several types feature on my layout, and the water tower looks great, so pleased with it. I know Mark Wilson as well, a great supporter of the channel, has used the scaffolding as well to great effect. Janie B says, 009 Society have a meet-up in Rainford next weekend, if you like your gauge narrow. There is a lot of events on. We need to get on the road. I think we're going to have to try. I suppose technically we were down in Cambridge on Sunday, and you'll see that video on Wednesday. Manthony 1956 says caravan. Is that RV or trailer in US parlance? It's basically a trailer that's like a van, a bit like an air. What do they call it? The airspeed trailer. What are those big silver ones? Airstream. The Airstream trailers. A caravan.
Why are you asking me?
I don't know. I don't know why I bother. Caravans must exist in the States, but I guess that things like Winnebagos are more common. But yeah, it's like a little living van you can tow as a trailer behind your car and just take places. motorhomes are a comparatively newer thing in the UK. I always remember them being about, but it's only comparatively recently that people have kind of abandoned. Do you need to fill up?
No, it's fine. I'm just checking.
Have kind of started. Well, caravans are still very, very popular. They're very big in France and Germany as well. Right. Anyway,
because you get out and about, you see the sites that aren't necessarily near a hotel, and it's like taking a small house with you.
Flint Hills Model Railway, Jeff Hammond. Hi to you. And Leslie Gilpin says it was delayed decision to go to Locomotion. So you've been to.
You're going to do the locomotion.
No, it's the Shildon Outpost.
Do the locomotion with the
Airstream. You know, those big silver, sort of like very 50s looking trailer. They're big in America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leslie Gilpin says I've stayed in an Airstream trailer in Oregon.
Ed says, how much did your new 5 gauge cost? Too much. Far too much. She got a smacked bottom for that.
Ed's Egg asks, how did your new 5-inch gauge, how much did your new 5-inch gauge cost? No, I can't tell you because she'll find out. No. Right, Model Railway Noob says, I finally got all 5 Hornby Longmore Military Railway J94s. Well, that was the 5. I only remember 3 from back in the day, but they're certainly really, really nice. I remember them being quite plentiful, and then all of a sudden they weren't, and they just disappeared. But that is a nice livery, and I'm guessing that you've got the EFE Rail one as well, unless that is a complete duplicate of one of the old Hornby models that you may also have. David Scott says, Airstream have a railway connection. They are sold in T-Bay. Oh, gosh. Timbersurf says, yes, Llan is only a few miles west. Right. Bo Minnick says, we have caravans, but we call them fifth wheels. Interesting. Because we call fifth wheel is the connection on a truck, like a big Arctic, as you would call a semi. The connection that allows it to pivot, that's what we call the fifth wheel. James Pett says, yes, Jennifer's 5-inch gauge, that's a joy. Absolutely. Flymo Chairman, well, thank you very much for sharing the DCC Concepts Facebook group as well. Really great place to be able to ask any questions as well about any DCC related issues you're having, and also to answer queries on any of their products. Also, they do have a forum as well, the Focus Forum. If you do a search for that, it's a real wealth of information about all things model railway, not just DCC, but certainly there are some real super experts on the Focus Forum to do with DCC. And you don't get trolls on there, believe me, because if they turn up, they get packed off very, very quickly by our Lord and Master.
Quiet, child, the adults are talking.
No, he's not quite that polite. Christian Kenny asks, any news on the Acura Scale Delta? I haven't heard any more. What I do know is that the Shockhood A's and also the MDVs, including that Jenny Monday Club wagon, don't forget to get yourself over to Rails of Sheffield, handling all of the order fulfillment, so you can order those with absolute confidence, and they are well on the way to being sold out. So do get your skates on, your Billy's replacement speakers skates. Sorry, it was getting dry. You needed a drink. If anybody who's just joined and is wondering what Billy's replacement speakers is a drinking game that somebody foolishly told me that they were playing. So every time I say Billy's replacement speakers, they've got to take a drink. And if I say Billy's replacement speakers enough, then they will finish their drink and presumably be quite drunk, because I have said Billy's replacement speakers far too many Billy's replacement speakers times. Billy's replacement speakers. Are you regretting choosing that as your Billy's replacement speakers drinking word? Big hello to Valleys56XX. Just seen you there in the chat. Great to have you in. 1701 the filed flyer says the 5-inch row and the filed went the same way as the Preston Fleetwood line. A shame to hear. Unfortunately, I know that there are sometimes some quite big issues in terms of maintenance, but also vandalism from the white front wearing losers, like we had visitors earlier on, who just like nothing more than to go out and break other people's stuff because it makes them feel big when in fact they're not. Wardle Road says 5-inch gauge Monday Club wagon on the way. I don't think people would be able to spring for the £300 plus it would cost to buy one of those. They aren't cheap, I have to say. Jennifer Garrett says I have an Acura scale 55015 on order. Is that Tullia? The back of my mind is saying Tullia, but I'm not quite sure. The Growler Blackwood N-gauge layout. Good evening to you. Great to have you in. It's good to see you. Ian White says, Jenny just used the trick I use about the 5-inch, and that's, the old thing. I've had it ages. Yeah, I learned from my father. My father was very good at smuggling new stuff into the house when he and I used to go to shops and buy loads of Hornby Double-O, and my mother probably still doesn't know to this day that what would actually happen is he would keep her talking whilst I smuggled the goodies in behind her back. That's how we operated, Mum. Simon Train's Muller Showcase says, do you need Tico Sprinting? Oh, sorry, I've just come in halfway through a conversation there. Skipsy Trains, great to see you. Says, good evening, Jenny and Zoe. I hope you're all well. I have some breaking news. I have today completed the purchase of my mum's house, meaning I own the property that Skipsy is being built in. That is excellent, absolutely, really great news, and nothing is better than knowing that you can drill a hole in the wall, and gosh darn it, it is your wall, so you can drill as many holes as you like in it. Believe me, the first hole you drill in your own wall is actually pretty cool. After that, the novelty wears off quite quickly, especially when you accidentally drill through a power cable. But until that moment, it is a special feeling. After that moment, it's a different special feeling. Right. Right. Big hello to Clive Cobold. Great to see you in. But it's great to see the Growler Blackwood N-gauge layout. Long time no see. Gary Lewis says, evening, Jenny. So into all the proper chat members. And also don't forget as well, unfortunately due to troll activity, we've had to turn on being a subscriber to post messages in the chat. And believe it or not, gosh darn it, I am so living rent-free in some loser's head that they subbed to my channel just so that they could post their loser filth. But luckily we've got rid of them now, so they'll be having their account pulled as we speak.
Yeah, I doubt they'll be back, but you know, if they are, then we'll deal with it.
We believe that they were behind the Harry Potter and the Order of the Losers infiltration that we had before. Simon the Railway Enthusiast 83 says, evening Skipsy. It's always great. I always think with the Monday Club, it shows such a great community that we've got, that we've got so many people that I see just like, oh hi, how are you doing, great to see you again, in the comments, and it is just so great to see this great community.
Wonderful, because that's what this is all about.
Yeah, and that's probably why the trolls get jealous. They're like, well, can't I have any friends?
Because you're a dick.
Yes.
Because you touch yourself in there.
Ooh. Yeah,
well, no one else is going to.
Well, right, too much, too far. Let's move on. Right.
I don't know where the line is till I cross it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, the line is receding quickly in your rearview mirror as you hurtle over the edge of the cliff and go, Geronimo! Right, I think we're nearly.
We're almost at the time. I'm fixing a Pac-Man machine.
Yeah,
so leave me to this.
My wingman is not doing their job. It has to be said.
Your wingman flew off. You've just got me now.
Yeah. Ian White says I'm drunk, and I blame Billy's replacement speakers. I'm afraid that
Billy will accept no
Billy.
responsibility.
Yeah, I'm afraid Billy is turning the drinking game up to 11 tonight. 11 pints of whiskey.
No,
Ian the
don't
Train.
do that.
Evening to you, Ian the Train. Great to see you. Samuel Live says it's such a great and supportive community on here. Absolutely.
That's what we want.
And the Growler Blackwood Engage Layout says, anyone going to the International Engage show this weekend coming? I'll be going. My first visit to this show, and the first show since Model Rail in Scotland. You know that's just going really loud through the microphone because of where you are actually sat. If you can hear some kind of Pac-Man noises, it's because of the cupboard monkey.
I'm testing out a Pac-Man. It seems to be working.
Oh, Southern Train Girl says, ooh, Zoe, what did you say? Because I think there's a bit of a delay on this. What did you say?
I can't remember.
Oh.
Oh, something about touching yourself at night. And
Oh, yes. Yes. Les Hewitt, hello to you. Paul Murphy says, only thing, if you drill too many holes in your wall, it will look more like Swiss cheese. Ham Shackleton says, as you hurtle over the cliff, you should you yell, Tom Cruise did it. Kev McKay 85 says, what are you running tonight? Right, well, we've got a Hellion Class 26, and I think it's Metal Sector Grey livery. We've got a tops numbered Class 35 in Dutch livery as 35017. We have got Tamworth Castle in Ice Cream Van livery from Hellion on one of the DCC Concepts ABC shuttles. We have then got 2552 and 25052, I think it is. No, 25052, got there in the end. And 25095, both Bachmann Class 25s, also on the other two DCC Concepts ABC shuttles. Then we have got, I'm sure there's one more. Yes, there is. A Bachmann Class 24-1 with headcode boxes is on a rake of Hornby HTOs and Ecuroscale HUO hoppers. J94, big hello to you. Great to see you. Hope I find you well. Don't forget, guys, to tickle that like button and share the stream as well on social media. Really important. Let's help the channel to grow and get as many people as we can to enjoy the community that is the Monday Club. Don't forget as well, you can join the Facebook group and post progress on your own layout there. Share tips and ideas on all things railway. Oh my word, Iron Horse Rowers, wacka 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 wacka, Pac-Man 1980.
Is that a quote?
I believe it is. I believe that is a quote. They were at the time asking him about what he thought about the economic bubble.
Wacka wacka wacka.
Yeah. Right, J94 says, I'm okay, thank you. Hope everyone is well. Absolutely. And James Pett says, Zoe, will the playing Pac-Man during Jenny's stream appear on the Game Hammer channel? What, you mean I'll sit there and play trains behind her while she's trying to stream?
You do that every week.
Debbie O'Reilly says, hi Jenny, what, no steam trains tonight from Debbie and Shifnal? Unfortunately not, although if I go to the turntable cam, you can see that there are plenty of, we've got plenty of steam locomotives, so you can see an Oxford Rail N7 is just in view. We've got Duchess of Montrose on the turntable. We've also got a Bachmann Jubilee, Bachmann Super D, a Bachmann Robinson 8K or 01. That is a Hornby K1. We've got a Hornby B17, a Q1, J27, and a 2MT Ivert. So that's the steam lineup. Nothing moving at the moment.
Miss Pac-Man, I fixed it. So yeah, happy now.
Absolutely. Dennis Thickett says, hi, I've got a basic Bachmann EZ Command DCC controller and I'm thinking of upgrading to a Digitrax Zephyr Express. Does anyone have one and would you recommend it? I believe that the EZ Command DCC controller is quite basic. So an upgrade to anything would be, you would see a massive improvement. I've heard a lot of good things about Digitrax. I don't have any first-hand experience, but certainly would be interesting to hear from anybody who does have the Digitrax.
Iron Horse Railway says Pac-Man is an exciting game set inside a Royal Mail sorting office, where the aim of the game is to damage as many parcels as possible before the supervisors get you.
Well, before the supervisors go, "Hoi, that's our job." Talking of Royal Mail, there is other breaking news. Apparently there's been huge difficulties all across the UK with Royal Mail's system that a lot of businesses use to be able to process parcels and get them in the system and print out the address labels. And I know that DCC Concepts has been hard hit, so they haven't been able to dispatch any parcels today. And I have heard from a couple of other retailers, not just in the model rail industry, that they have been struggling as well. Royal Mail have been tight-lipped on this, but apparently things that have been smuggled out, as it were, is that they're upgrading their system and they've messed it up.
I'm sorry, but no one should be smuggling anything out of Royal Mail. It should be being delivered, damn it.
Yeah. J94 says, I ran my early Hornby Class 58 on my club's hour gauge layout, but she doesn't like the point work. Now, I would suggest...
What's the point of that?
I would suggest that what you need is a wheel back-to-back gauge. It sounds to me like your wheel back-to-backs may well be out of gauge, and it is quite a common occurrence. Hornby locomotives of a certain period did seem to suffer from it. I did buy my first Duchess of Abercorn, had wheels that were pushed so close together on the axles that it was actually able to fall between the rails. That's how undersized they were. So I know it is a thing. I did get a replacement. I thought I could adjust the back-to-backs myself, but I shouldn't have to do that on a new locomotive, so I did get it exchanged, and the replacement was fine. James Pett says, I approve of Railcom. I would expect nothing less from you, good sir. James Pett says it's pun hour on the Monday Club.
Every hour is pun hour on the Monday Club.
Yes, and I'm sure you've got an expression about it. A Monday Clubber is never without a pun.
Hey, it's always a pun time and puntastic on the Pun Day Club.
Although one thing that you will never get on the Monday Club is if you ask
a
for
straight answer.
No. But no, let it never be said that if I was asked for a double entendre that I wouldn't give you one. Ruben Asheville says cyber. That would put Postman Pat out of business. Apparently, actually, Royal Mail, not so many letters, but an awful lot of parcels these days.
It's an awful lot of parcels marked eBay.
Flymo Chairman 1, absolutely on message, says subscribe, hit the bell and choose all for notifications. It's free, just give the notifications a watch and keep an eye on your browser bell. Also, don't forget to share the stream, and also you can check us out over on Patreon and help to support the channel, which will automatically get you mentioned in the credits if you go for one of the tiers. Right up to getting all sorts of stuff sent to you each month on the higher tiers. We've also got plenty of merchandise. You can catch that in the little box down below if you want to check out and get for yourself one of the great Monday Club t-shirts, hoodies with Gronk It Up, Do You DMU, Terrier Fest, and a great many more besides. Do we have a lot of people having sent stuff
Oh,
in?
we do. I'm just setting them all up now.
Right, so we need to...
Iron Horse Railway says, good grief, this is nothing short of punishment.
Hold on, I think this... Cosy118BMK says, add to cart. Thank you very much. And 1701, the Firefly says, personally, I don't see the point having all your points and signals controlled from a DCC hand unit, better have something like Prodigy Express and separate panel for other control. Which is why I use the Alpha Central from DCC Concepts.
You do like that. You press that button a lot.
Yes, and the other thing as well, if you just want to pass me those levers, that I will
are they
be...
not attached? I thought they were attached.
No, they're not
I was doing my
attached.
best not to knock them.
I have been refurbishing a set of levers. Just give! Just don't mess about. These are a set of signal box type levers. These are actually the Cobalt S switch from DCC Concepts. And what I suggest is that if you want the ultimate Rolls-Royce experience in point and signal control, you could do no better than getting a set of these. And you can actually make them up into what looks like a proper little miniature signal
You
box.
are loving those.
I am very much. So these...
Do you have to press the bit on the back as well?
No, it's a release lever, just like a real signal box.
That
lever.
is fantastic.
Yeah. These are refurbished. I got these second hand and repaired them all.
She found them in a skip.
Yeah, something like that. But they are a really great alternative as well.
Is it true that you found them in the skip that you woke up in after a night-long bender?
Yeah, something like that. Leslie Gilpin says, I'm waiting for the timber I need for baseboards. Timber merchants are late in delivering. Matt Ovell says, Royal Mail haven't delivered any of my parcels yet just because I don't have the money to buy any of them. What a disgrace.
I had a feeling that was coming.
Yeah. James Pett says, oh, the Cobalt S levers, they do look good. Believe me, the Cobalt S levers, they are really nice.
I have to admit, even I like the look of them. It has a little bit of that role play thing, where
Yeah,
it feels like you're actually doing the thing you're doing.
What I want to do with these is actually build what looks like a signal box around them. You can see there some of the additional detailing kit that DCC Concepts do sell to go with these, so that you can make them look like how a lever frame looks in a real signal box.
Oh, nice.
And because they literally are the switch that switches at everything, each lever, so I just pull one of these off the end there, each lever is 3 switches in one. So these are modular. You can make a frame as long or as small as you want. But that's
How
one.
do they clip together?
And they just have plastic lugs.
Oh, right.
But each of these has a momentary passing contact switch and 2 on switches in each lever. So basically, there's pretty much nothing you can't do with these. But my plan as a project for one of my videos will be to turn these and some more that I've got to refurbish into an actual miniature signal box type thing with a proper floor. I make like a mock-up of windows in front.
Nice.
And a little panel with a track plan on, so it looks like a real signal box. And these will then control part of where you are.
That's different to your usual plan, which is to turn a certain amount of money into having no money and lots of train stuff.
Yes, it's like, how do you end up with a small fortune building a model railway?
Start with a large fortune.
Yeah, start with a large fortune.
Okay, guys, it is 8:30, and that means, of course, that it's time for your layouts. It's your layouts.
It's your layouts. Ba, ba, ba. It's your layouts. It's your layouts. Ba, ba, ba. People of a certain age will remember that. Or was it
TFI Friday? It's your letters.
Yeah, Ocean Colour Scene actually.
I believe so.
Yes, yeah, they were the house band. James Pett says mechanical signalling. This sort of thing is a joy. Absolutely. And Larry Rogers says the Lionel switch levers are very similar. It's one of those things as well. What I will say is that DCC Concepts demand outstrips supply. They get one delivery a year of those because it takes a full year for them to put together all the bits and make them. They're incredibly well made. Really, really high quality, solid milled brass levers and everything. But they sell out really quickly. So what you will find is for probably 6 months of the year, if not longer, you cannot buy them for love and the money. At the moment, they are in stock. But if you really do like the look of the Cobalt S levers, order them now. Don't wait, because otherwise you'll be waiting 6 months
Yeah, you'll
for
be
a
on
new
a
batch to come
waiting
in.
list.
Yeah, and trust me, when you go to any retailer, there's loads of retailers up and down the country that stock them. Arcadia Trains, Durham Trains to Stanley, Loco Shed in Whitefield, Tony's Trains and Rugby,
And more.
and lots more. Trains for You, Peterborough as well. But when they're gone, they will be gone for like 6 months or more.
So
Right.
for our first layout, we don't actually have a video. We have a PDF which appears to have pictures in.
All
and
right.
This is from Gordon McDonald. He says, "Hi Zoe and Jenny." Have you pressed the button already?
No. I pressed a different button.
He says, "Hi Zoe and Jenny. It's interesting and great fun for multiple use. I discovered that 00 track fits nicely into 45mm track. Gives me 30-foot run of 00 up the garden on a Gauge Master shuttle."
Ah,
Which
that
should be
is actually a
interesting.
really clever idea.
And he sent this picture to go with it. So here we go.
So there we are. I just brought that up. So that actually works really, really well. And of course, the track down the middle doesn't interfere with the Gauge 1 stuff.
Yeah, so
Well, funnily enough, if I people at home can't see, but
You've got a
I've
similar
got
setup, haven't
I'm actually using 009 track down the middle of O gauge, but 009 is the same as N gauge, and it fits perfectly down the middle, and that is really, really good. Actually, that is a really clever way of making use of your garden railway
Yeah.
for not one but two scales. Oh, the Daypole Class 22. Absolutely fine model. I really do love that. In the chromatic blue, that is actually a really nice
what an
livery.
excellent use of space.
Yeah, and I think your 00 will probably be quite a good deal more reliable for that, because it's got a good firm base that you've already got level for the Gauge 1.
Yeah.
And
So,
because it's running on the sleepers, you don't get quite so many little undulations.
would you be thinking about doing a similar thing now that you've got an all gauge outside?
The O gauge outside, I was going to rebuild it, but I am actually inclined to dispense with the O gauge garden railway completely and go 5-inch instead.
I had a feeling you might say that, so that
Yeah.
would actually be quite interesting.
But look, thank you very much for sending those in.
Yeah, that
really,
was
really
great.
loved those. So,
So a
thank you,
great idea there, Gordon.
Gordon
Thank you very
McDonald,
much for
thank
sharing.
you ever so much.
And again, this is exactly what I love to see from this, because we get to see new, interesting ideas.
Definitely. And AFD Comp, big hello to you. Says TARDIS is on the last wagon to the left of the picture. They're on the Satlink train, absolutely. And actually, Simon the Railway Enthusiast 83 says, "Wow, that diesel loco." Absolutely,
Yeah.
it's a Daypole Class 22, I believe, or is it a 29? It's either the Class 22 or the Class 29. Either way, it is actually a really great locomotive. I've got an example of both of those. I've got the 29 in two-tone green, which is a really beautiful livery, and then I've got an all-over rail blue with faded yellow ends, Class 22. But yeah, very, very clever. Ruben Ashwell says that looks like a genius idea.
It really does.
Jennifer Garrett says, "Wow, that is very clever." Richard Swiderski says, "That's a clever trick." James Pett says, "Cunning plan." Yes, so cunning you could put it in a cardboard shirt and call it a weasel.
And Flammer Chairman 1 has the right idea there.
Oh.
Double support for either gauge.
Yeah. Duncan Holden has corrected us. Says, "It's Your Letters" was sung by Reef. Why
Reef?
Why did I think Ocean Colour Scene?
Weren't they the first people to ever sing on the show?
No, Ocean Colour Scene. I'm sure that, yeah, because they performed the Riverboat song on it.
Yes.
Yeah,
So we've
right.
got
So this is...
from Philip Page, which is who you may know as the Kitchen Railway. He's got a bit of footage from the Welsh Pool and Llanfire.
Welshpool and Llanfair.
Llanfire.
I would think. I don't
Light
know.
Railway.
Richard Swiderski suggests Jen put 009 inside 00 inside O track.
Oh,
No,
that would be so funny.
00 doesn't appear to fit from what I remember, and 009 won't fit in 00. But what I would say is you can get
You could
dual
customise
gauge.
it.
Dual gauge track does exist.
Yeah.
Tillig make HO, which is also good for 00, and either HOE, which is good for 009, or HOM, which is good for TT.
Why is
You'll
HOE not pronounced Oi?
Because it isn't. But interestingly enough, I know I plug DCC Concepts an awful lot, but I do work there, so I know what they've got on sale. They are a major Tillig stockist, and unlike a lot of other stockists of Tilligs, they're not the kings of backorder. We actually have it all in stock, if you see
My
it.
goodness.
Yeah, and there's quite a lot of it. There's an entire room racked and stacked with Tillig track and point work, and there's some. It makes the Pico stuff look like toys.
So what we've got here on the screen, it looks amazing.
These are actually, I think they were originally an Austrian Railways, is it Zitterbahn or something like that? Or are they Swiss? Those, you may be guessing, are not the original Welsh fanfare locomotives, but they are really nice.
I have an interesting question here from James Gilbert. Sorry to pour cold water on mixed gauges, but what happens at points?
At points, you can have, you have a point, and you can switch one or the other, or theoretically both. So yes, the points exist. Tillig do the multi-gauge points, and yes, they do work. Also, they have like side switches as well, which are really nice. Gwion Reese Davies, big hello to you, says that is the correct pronunciation for Llanfair.
Excellent.
Oh wow! Fear my Welsh upbringing. I know I don't sound Welsh, but I had a speech impediment and I had to get that fixed. And my speech therapist
It's
was
basically BBC.
was quite posh. And also because I went and worked for the BBC. Gosh, it's all coming back now. Hello, jolly good show.
And tonight on BBC One, we have reruns of BBC Two.
Yes, which is showing BBC Three. But yes, so all in all, I lost all accents that I already had.
All accents. She had multiple accents and she lost them. She had a bag of them. Just lost them. I'm amazed by the animation quality of this footage. It looks real. Look at all those people moving back and forward. It's amazing.
Excuse me. Billy's replacement speakers.
Sorry about that. I was interested to see that Tillig diamonds and points don't swap out with Pico and Hornby, says Kent.
They're a different size, but they do have multiple ones. There's a lot more choice. So even, for example, double slips in HO from Tillig, you can have different angles. So you can actually have where the angles are just completely different from the Pico. You have much more choice. It's not simply a case of going, a double slip is a double slip. No, Tillig do like 3 different double slips.
What's the purpose of that giant
Spark arrestor.
Right.
That is a spark arrestor, I believe. What happens is it's got like a gauze in there which the smoke and steam and stuff can blast through. But any lumps, any sparks, which are burning lumps of something, get bounce off and end up in the smoke box.
So is that because it goes somewhere that it would be dangerous to have sparks? Like a gasworks or something?
No, just somewhere where the countryside is flammable.
Of course,
Peter Watson says, Jenny, do Tillig do N-gauge track? Now, I know that they do HOE, on which N-gauge will quite happily run. I'd have to ask at work. I haven't seen any, but I've not been looking for any. But certainly, check Tillig's website. Although some degree of knowledge of German would be helpful.
Or Google Translate and hope for the best.
Yes.
This is a lovely looking locomotive. I'm going to move on a little bit. Oh, it looks like we get a close look again. Wow, look at that. That is... It's actually quite
locomotive.
A pretty locomotive.
I like it. I do believe that Lilliput do a model of it.
It's very nice.
Keith Broscombe asks, do you have a 350 and a Class 40? I do not have a Class 350, but I do have a Bachmann Class 40. Not currently on the track. Hi, Kent says, what I mean with Tillig is that they have geometry that's different, so I cannot replace a Pico diamond with a Tillig.
Fair enough.
No, I suspect you're right on that front. Jennifer Garrett says Zillertalbahn runs from Jenbach to Meyerhofen in the Austrian Tyrol. It's about 30 miles long, modern narrow gauge, but has kept its steam engines too. Excellent.
Very nice. That sounds like somewhere we should visit once all of this plague stuff is over with.
Gwen
I
Reese
bet you'd love
Davies
that.
says, I also lack a Welsh accent due to speech therapy from being born deaf. Don't worry, I'm all fine now. Excellent.
I know that feeling.
My mother has never really quite lost her Welsh accent. She's got less Welsh unless she talks to a Welsh person, and then she goes very broad.
That's just like me. I don't sound as northern as I used to. But
Yeah.
when I'm on the phone to my parents, it all
It's all
comes
like,
back.
"Why,
It's like, how are you here, Penny?
I know, it's spooky.
I'm gonna do too. And do you want to come with me? That kind of thing.
Yeah. Dan, the Stafford man, says, sorry folks, bed is calling, yet another early start tomorrow. Bye all. Well, look, thank you very much for coming in, and
Yes.
also thank you for sending us that video. And
Yes,
thank you,
thank you,
Flymo
Phil Page.
Chairman 1, for posting up the link to Tillig's website. And just remember that DCC Concepts, and also I believe Rails of Sheffield, are pretty much the two. Even though they're not official distributors for Tillig, they actually do have a lot of stock. Whereas the official distributors, quite often you'll have a look down, it'll go ordered on demand, and it's like, well, that's not
That's not
being a distributor.
Okay, what we have here from Charles Gibbs is 3 more close-up views from the Wesley Toll Railway. Now, I believe we do enjoy some from
We
Charles,
do. The
don't
photography style is very, very
Yes.
authentic.
we? Charles, you should be selling these as postcards.
Yeah, these are actually, I could imagine these as little
These would be a
postcards.
wonderful thing for postcards.
So nice.
So, Jenny, what is that?
That looks like a Class 33. It's as delivered, plain green livery with white surrounds. So that would be when they worked at Eastleigh. That's like Eastleigh Depot tended to paint the white surround.
Fair enough, I will take your word for it because I don't actually know. I am terrible at this.
Edinburgh Garden Railway says LGB do a model of the Zitteralbahn U class in G scale. Nearly picked one up a few times. Interestingly enough, if you're wanting any of the like German, Austrian style G scale, then Tim at Arcadia Models does carry stocks of a lot of these. And if you do go there, do tell him I sent you.
So I just brought it up on here. That is a Hellion Class 33 in depot.
Well, there you go.
So what else have we got here? Let's have a quick look.
Also, Andy
Oh,
T741
oh my
says,
goodness.
suffering succotash. 4th Billy's replacement beer now. Any more of my trains are all going to be on red signals. Well, Billy's Replacement Speakers is taking the Billy's Replacement Speakers drinking game to a Billy's Replacement Speakers shattering 11. Oh, that is
My
nice.
goodness, that
That
looks
is
so good.
a Wainwright H class, or is it an M7?
It's an H class, yes,
Oh.
on a branch line. And look at the detail on
weathering.
all. It's just amazing
Weathering
how
is
he's
great.
done it.
Look at that. That is really great. I do love these.
Seriously, sell prints,
Yeah.
sell. I want to say passports, but it's not postcards. These would sell really nicely. Oh my
I love that.
goodness.
The kind of the smoky atmosphere you've managed to get on that. That is really, really good. So Ruben Ashwell says that's a great model. Richard Swiderski says those photos and models are great.
Yeah, these are wonderful. So good. And one final one there. Oof.
1701 the File Flyer says Tower models might have as well. Absolutely.
Now, is it just me,
Oh,
or does
that's,
that look like it's been modified for time travel?
No, it's got push-pull equipment and a Westinghouse air pump, and that is an O2 in that's Monsell Green as Southern number 182. That's one of the recent EFE rail releases. Fear my abilities.
In the house, Westinghouse.
Westinghouse. Martin Holstead says, spent my 50th birthday on the Welshpool and Llanfair Railway. A great
Sounds
day out
lovely.
and such a friendly railway. Absolutely, a lot of these places run by volunteers who are so enthusiastic and very, very friendly. Thank you, Flymo Chairman 1, for sharing the Arcadia Rails website. Absolutely, really great shop. Stocks everything basically, all the UK outline stuff, but also a specialist in overseas, in all scales. So well worth checking out. James Pett says lovely lighting, and it's lighting
is
really
so
does
good. It's so
make
good.
a lot of the difference. It has to be said.
James.
That's where it's at.
You are gonna love this. This one is from Edinburgh Garden
Ooh.
Railway.
Ah, right.
And just before you jump to that, I've got a little thing with some notes. It's mostly Swiss trains, but some German ones. So we've got all kinds.
Oh, nice.
So let's jump to this full screen and give it a try.
Okay, right. So engaged.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is that layout that we saw last week.
Yes,
but
it
this
is, and it was
really
so nice.
It's such a fun little layout. Matt Ovell says, "Is that the new O2?" Yeah, it did look like it was. You weathered that really quickly. Looks great. That was a really great locomotive. I'm a bit peeved that I didn't get one actually. But it was just down to my. Oh, there we go. There. That looked like a double fare, not double. Like
I do like the look of some of these carriages that it's got there. As well.
These are Austrian.
Just the way that it has, like, you get on, there's a doorway in to the main thing. It just looks quite cool.
1701, the Firefly says, have to run, playmates. She who must be obeyed wants a cuppa and Vicky's. That one there in the foreground, really love that.
Look at that, the way that it's like, it's got a little bit where you go in. I like that, it's a bit of character to it.
That is really nice. This is such a fun garden line.
Yeah.
Oh
no! Oh no!
Man down! Man down!
Oh no!
Man down! Awooga! Man down! So there we go.
He hit a TARDIS. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
look
the
at
one
the
that they usually
character on
have. That's the one they usually have in the window in Bolton Model Mart down in town.
It's such a cute looking thing as well. I love it.
Big hello to Jay, Wee and Woolly. How cuddly! Absolutely, some really nice stuff on this.
There is some.
But that set there, if you fancy one of those, Bolton Model Mart in Bolton is somewhere that I know for definite you can get that. Oh, a crocodile! That one at the front is a crocodile. That's what they call those.
What's that thing it's pulling?
It's a heavy-duty wagon with what looks like
it's got
an electrical.
spikes.
No, it's the load is an electrical transformer.
Right.
But I'm always amazed. These do go around some really quite tight
Southern
corners.
Train Girl, stop telling Jenny that Kent Garden Railways has O2s in stock. She'll be down there.
I can't afford it, unfortunately. That's the big problem.
Is it because you just spent a bit of money on a giant train you haven't got any track to run?
No, I just spent a lot of money on that. I've also just paid for all of the Jenny Monday Club wagons.
Yeah,
so,
there is a bit
guys,
of that.
one thing you can do is buy all the Jenny Monday Club wagons so I can get my money back. But yeah, absolutely. This is an amazing layout. I mean, there's quite a collection of stuff on this, and I love it with things like the LGB that you can make the track part of the landscape and have like moss and all sorts growing through the tracks, and they still work perfectly.
It looks great. Oh my goodness, the amount of space it's taken now.
No, but that is a fun railway.
Oh, I
Absolutely
agree, but
fun.
that's a lot of space. You've really got to be dedicated.
Really? Did you actually check that the sound was off? I never bothered asking.
Yes, it is.
So it's not sponsored by Billy's Replacement
I'm going to jump
speakers.
on a little bit because we can't show the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
I have put the link in.
Yeah.
But,
Another
that was a nice blue
crocodile.
one. Yeah.
I do like a good crocodile. And Edinburgh Garden Railway says it's a transformer load with a cable load on the next one.
Is it an Autobot or a Decepticon?
No, but I do like that blue. Those crocodiles really do suit the blue. Big hello to Chris Usher. Great to see you.
Talking about Transformers, no word of a lie, when I was a little kid, like 5 or 6, and my dad was using a portable transformer for something, I stared at it, waiting for it to change.
Yes, I bet.
But Dad, it's not doing anything. You said it was a transformer.
J94 says, if I ever do visit Wales, I might visit the Welsh Pool and Llanfair Railway.
Which one?
I hope I've spelt that right.
We enjoyed the Festiniog, didn't we? That was lovely.
Festiniog and also the Welsh Highland Railway.
Yeah.
And there are quite a few others. There's the Corris Railway that we need to do, Bala Lake Railway, Talistin Railway.
I'll tell you what, I want to climb Snowdonia.
Yeah.
So why don't we do like a week or so there, we can climb the mountain and then go on the railway.
Okay, what we do is we hire one of those those static caravans.
Yeah,
It's a date.
yeah, it sounds great.
Blairgowrie Forest Railway, Andrew Johnson. I think one of those models was a Playmobil model. I know. It's funny enough, Playmobil did do some quite great models in the G scale.
Hey, don't knock it if it works.
I always liked Playmobil as a kid.
Edinburgh Garden Railway says the blue one is a new buy for this summer.
It's a really nice model. I like that dinky
That
little
is
electric one.
cute.
Huh. I misread that as dupe.
I thought it was dupe as well.
Yeah, I thought that Zap Brannigan was going to go.
The dupe.
It's a consignment of velour.
Right, we're going to have to jump on because it is a long one.
No problem. Thank you very much for sharing that with
was
us.
wonderful.
Really, really
Thank you so
enjoyed
much.
that. Chris Usher asks, how are the new rolling roads doing, Jenny? Really well. Again, another product that is shifting out the door incredibly fast. The premium rolling roads at DCC Concepts. O gauge, HO, good for double O as well. They do have spaces for like EM and P4. And then the N gauge one with spaces for, I think it is HON 3.5 or something like that. But they are selling really, really well. Again, with a lot of these things, unfortunately, things don't tend to stay in stock. And this is true with a lot of model railway stuff. It's like miss it, miss out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I know with DCC Concepts, it's simply a case that demand outstrips supply.
So, our next one, we've got a bit of writing to go with it. This is from Worthington. It says, thanks for showing the beginnings of my industrial area last week.
Oh,
Made
yeah,
a
I
lot
did
of
enjoy
progress
it.
this week. I shot this earlier in the week. Over the weekend, I've added some foliage, grass, people, and line-side fencing. I'm waiting for a delivery from Hattons with lots more detail items. So once that arrives, I'll do another update. This is a work in progress, but shows a lot of progress. But
Excellent.
that's what we love to see. We
Okay.
love to see progress.
Oh yeah, right. Make it full screen.
Here we
I
go.
did enjoy this. Oh, there we go. Pressing the button.
How good does that look?
I think it's a Walther's kit, but it's really nicely done.
Yeah.
I've got that A4. I think that's Walter K. Wigham. And
Oh,
that's one
that
of the
castle is
Daypole-
so good.
But that works so well. You have made a lot.
That
of
is a lot of
progress.
That looks amazing.
That is coming out really, really well, actually. I love the embankment, the way the kind of the rough ground and scenery.
It's
But
just
and
nice.
that gatehouse on the extreme right, that I need.
Didn't he say that was custom?
No, it was a customized Metcalf kit. So it's
Right,
been
yeah.
adapted. But I needs that kit.
I need it's
My
grommets.
precious.
My precious. Why am I saying grommet? Grommet's not in the Hobbit.
Oh, cheese, grommet. It's a Wednesday.
More
day.
rings, grommet. Not my precious.
Wensleydale. I must get down to Metcalf at some point. They're not that far from where I work. Samuel Ives says, my DCC Concept rolling roads are great. Very useful running in and maintenance. Absolutely.
That's what you use them for, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've got my own set, which I've had since long before I went to work at DCC Concepts, and I use it extensively. I even do occasionally re-gauge them. I've got some of the rollers set for N gauge, which is also good for HOE
N-gauge.
and 009, which is what I actually run on them. And then I've also got a whole load set to 00, also good for the HO models. And they're indispensable. I don't know what I would do without them. Is that the end of the video?
Yes, it is. It's a very short one, but thank you very much because that was lovely.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
way he's building that up is just superb. It's great.
Thoroughly enjoyed that. We got it's very, very hot up here. I just warn you at the moment.
like sand.
Yeah, Dave Vader. Matavel says train layout and bar in the background. Where is this? I didn't spot the bar.
Neither did I. Oh
That
my
sounds
goodness.
like a Billy's replacement speakers night out. Who was doing the drinking game? Are you drunk yet? J. Paul Anderson says nice factory layout, Mr. Worthington. Absolutely. And Timothy Kynard says good job. Edinburgh Garden Railway says Metcalf kits are a joy to build. Absolutely, actually. I've used quite a few. The retaining wall's one of my favourite set of kits.
Oh, you do love the
Also
retaining wall.
signal box, very versatile.
Yeah, how many times have you had a signal box?
Well, no, the Metcalf one, I bought 2 and built them into one big long one.
Okay, Egg Rider, we've got up next.
Egg Rider.
And we've got a bit of text to go with it, so I'm just going to make sure that that's ready. Let's have a look. Egg Rider says, having won a weathered and DCC fitted terrier in a Hornby competition.
Oh, wow!
Well
Good
done.
on you, son.
It seemed like an ideal opportunity to make a new video showing some of my latest models. The terrier is on a Watney's Ale Special, which the military are on exercise out of Longmoor. The landlord of the Tumbletown Dick has installed newfangled electrical lighting for his regulars to benefit from.
But well
That
done
sounds
you.
wonderful.
Well done you winning that competition. Yeah. So you want to make it full screen? And
Here we go.
So this is Ale and Army Trains at I missed the rest of it. Oh, that works really well.
That is superb.
Oh, I love the detailed interior. Look how well that's turned out.
That is so good. Oh my goodness.
Really, really nicely done, sir.
Yeah, really well done. Here it
Oh,
is.
right there. Wow. I think you've lucked out, actually, winning that competition.
That is superb.
Good on you, because that is a lovely model.
It really is. Nicely weathered.
And yeah, and the
I love the size of that barrel on the back, my goodness.
Yeah, and the regulars don't have to drink in the dark anymore.
Although it might reduce the number of late evening hookups.
Oh, a big Hellion Garrett in the background as well, I spy. And they're Metcalf, that portal there.
Yeah, you do love the Metcalf. TARDIS! Yeah. Saw the TARDIS.
Oh, Longmoor Military Railway wagons. Are they a special commission or do you do them yourself? They are nice.
And
there's one of the, I think that's the EFE Rail one, I'm going to say. Or is it, could be the Hornby one, I don't know.
Those wagons are actually really nice.
I do have the same brake van. I got that. It was an Invicta Models special commission. See you later, Belmont Junction. It's been great to have you in. You take care and see you next week. Oswestry Road TMD says, I will watch this later tonight. Hope you all had a great evening. We did, absolutely.
Hello from the past.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, people of the future.
Yes, and to all the people who watch this on catch up. Ooh, I'm in the past.
I'm speaking to you from the distant time before the present. Oh,
that
is
is
wonderful.
quite nice, yeah.
Flymo Chairman 1 says, each week I watch the bar gets higher on the detail. You might be shrinking.
No, yeah. What are you like?
This is a really nice
it's the
layout.
EFE Rail one because it's got the slightly different couplers on the bottom.
Right.
I do like that the Daypole square rectangle, but in LMR livery.
Yeah.
I'm curious, was that a special commission from somewhere, or is it one you've painted up yourself? It's really nice.
Yeah, I think inquiring minds need to know.
Model Railway Noob says Wessex wagons. Interesting. Thank you very much.
There's a lot of nice detailing. I like the chase cam as well. That's looking cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, and you've got the T9 in that really lovely London and South Western Railway livery.
Oh, nice crossover there.
As we would call that, that's the money shot.
Yes.
Cameron Patterson, good night to you. It's great to see you. In fact, we're going to be coming to an end soon as well.
We've only got a couple left.
But it's really, really great to have you guys in. Thank you for joining us.
It's been a great night.
Don't forget that you can catch up, rewatch again, all that kind of... There's the DCC Concepts Rolling Road. There it is. Woo!
Oh, Jenny is happy now.
Oh, wow.
Look at the speed.
Yeah. See,
I like what Iron Horse Heathen has just said there. Thousands of years ago, in the future.
Yeah. Okay, Doc, stop messing about. But yeah, that's really nice.
It's all that Scouser time traveling. Now then.
Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Absolutely great. David Scott says, great set of videos again this evening. Good night all. Catch you next week.
Brian Reese Davis says he's resent his video. Okay, I'll
Oh, interesting.
I'll
Egg
quick look for
Rider.
that.
Egg Rider says the LMR wagons are Daypole limited edition ones from eBay, apart from the brake van, which is Invicta. It is an EFE LMR logo that is sound fitted. Currently, my only sound fitted tank, which of course we didn't hear because we always do the videos with the sound off. I am
Yeah, we
absolutely
don't
roasting up here. Can I just thought I'd
Okay,
to the point where
Brian Reese
that
Davis, I'm
started
not
out
seeing.
as a bottle of ice, and there's like one tiny.
let me just check the spam folder in case. Because I'm not seeing it.
Don't talk to us about
There it is.
spam. Ah.
Not spam. It happens sometimes. It just gets put into the wrong folder. I get all kinds of weird
How's
stuff.
your water thing doing? Do you need a top
You're just
up?
making me do things that are...
Have
It's
we-
fine, it's
you know,
fine.
okay.
Right, Grian, I've got your Thunder Club thing there.
Paul Murphy says, Jennifer, I love seeing the trains leaving the tunnels. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And Iron Horse Railway says it's a quote from a very silly, obscure cartoon show called Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I have a game of that.
I'm sure that in Futurama there's a bit where the guy goes, "Welcome to the future," and,
Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
and the other guy goes, "Do you have to say that to everyone?"
Aqua Teen Hunger Force Ninja Golf Pro Am or something like that. It's
That just sounds like they got all the boy words and
They
put
did.
them together.
They did.
Model Railway Noob says Daypole make them for Wessex wagons.
Ah.
Good to know.
So you'll be looking out for some of them.
I've got no clue.
Yeah, I didn't say you'd be getting it straight away. I said you'd be looking out for them.
Oh, okay. Dongit's Model Railway says, how hot is it in there? I just checked here and it's
About 30
27.7
degrees.
in my study with the windows wide open. I would say we're probably in here with humidity going up at probably about 38, 39 degrees. I would say.
Jenny, Tim's Model Railway in different videos. The Hornby Circus train.
They're getting quite valuable and rare these days.
Oh.
Get 'em running.
It's running.
Wow.
I love the circus train.
Yeah, it's where you live. With a clown convention. Yeah, you see, you even got the invisible clown horn. These are actually really nice rendition.
They're lovely. I
I
love
do
it.
like that, the big top on the flat wagon.
Yeah.
And look, take care, Mels. It's been great having you. Who's gone? Sorry, John. Is it John War heading off? There's a
It's
few
so
people
nice.
heading off, but it's been great having you in. Look, do take care, and hopefully see you again next week. Don't forget as well that we've got some great videos coming up this week.
Yes.
Which we're basically going all 5 inches all the time. Debbie Gillett says, going to say goodnight to everyone. Another great Monday Club. We'll keep watching till end. Stay safe, Zoe. Stay out of the sun or the heat. Take care and keep playing along with your trains. David, I've got permission now to play along with my trains.
Well, if you've got
There's a lot of
permission.
Thomas the Tank Engine going on in the background
Hey,
there as well.
Jim likes his Thomas.
Oh, I'm gonna have
TARDIS.
to. I'm gonna have to.
Do we have to call it at the end of this one?
at the end of this one? Because
Okay, we'll have to hold the other ones over till next time. I'm sorry.
definitely, I'm just absolutely sweltering up here.
These circus things are fantastic.
It's
Look at
actually a
the
really
detail.
great effect. It's a really great effect.
I'm loving it.
There's
I'm
definitely
really
a lot
loving
of
it.
Thomas the Tank Engine going on in the background there.
So, which loco is that?
That's a Class 35 high mech. It's actually the same
There's
class
no
of
getting
locomotive
one
as
up on
that.
you, is there?
No, I know these things.
Which is weird when you think that's Enter the Gladiators.
Is it?
Yeah, it's about gladiators.
Whew. I didn't realise that they'd done a Q1 with a face on for Thomas the Tank Engine.
Wow.
Was there no locomotive that they would not sully with a plastic face?
Simon the Railway Enthusiast 83 says it's Billy's replacement clowns.
Yeah, they basically Billy's replacement clowns are the same as ordinary clowns, but have a very slightly louder nose.
Pretty much.
That's the one.
Oh, this is fantastic. What a way to end the show.
It's brilliant. It's just such a fine collection of Thomas the Tank Engine in general.
Yeah.
But because we do see this circus train in the background.
Yeah, and it's lovely to
from
see it
time to
running.
time. Yeah. So look, thank you very much for sharing that with us. So we're going to
I
call...
just love the effect with the big top folded up with the big
That is
things on
actually
it.
really, really good. But
Thank you
look,
so
thank
much.
you so much for that. But we are absolutely sweltering up here. So it's been a great Monday Club. Thank you everybody for calling in and being part of the show. We couldn't do this without you guys, but thank you ever so much. Been really great having your company.
And to everyone who's sent in videos that we didn't quite get to,
We will be
keep
carrying
them
those
over,
over
don't
till-
worry.
And don't forget to look out for on Wednesday. We have got the video of the road trip to pick up the all-new 5-inch 14XX auto tank. So we will be going...
Is it an Autobot or a Decepticon?
Neither. But look,
My
until
goodness.
next time, we're going to have to say goodbye. It's so hot up here. But it's been great having your company. Look, you guys take great care. And,
See you later. The angle that I'm at, it's like Jenny's picking her nose.
Right, anyway, look, you take care. Bye for now. Bring in the clowns. Hold on, it should be like, it's my railway, it's my railway. It's my railway, it's my railway. And Iron Horse Railway says, Jenny, remember the Clayton tomorrow. I will grab it off the shelf